Permanent Lara Croft. She's dangerous.
Ooh.
Reckless. But always we can be partners.
You might try to kill me.
I'm not going to kill you.
I said you'd try.
A lady. On June 15th, the biggest adventure of the summer begins. Angelina Jolie, Tomb Raider, rated PG-13, starts Friday, June 15th.
Time to save the universe?
Absolutely.
On June 15th, no immunity. No alliances. We can be partners.
You might try to kill me.
I'm not going to kill you.
I said you'd try.
Angelina Jolie is Lara Croft. Tomb Raider.
Don't start.
The biggest adventure of the summer begins June 15th.
Yeah. Forget that June 15th. It came out July 6th in the UK in 2001. So, yeah, false advertising.
Well, at least for some people.
But good day, Stephen. Although I did say dress up as Lara Croft. So I'm disappointed.
Well, sorry about that. I don't have the cleavage to make it work.
I've got the C cups Jolie has, but not the double D's that Lara has. But I'm in my light blue t-shirt and black shorts, if that counts.
I mean, I'm somewhat in darker clothing, which Lara is keen to wear. So
That is also true. All right, I'll let you off. Right, we're going to watch the X-Rental tonight. So there's a couple of trailers on this one. And if you're Paramount selling a men's film, as it is, what films are you going to advertise? Let's have a look. Because I think this is a drama. I can't...
because the crowd that's going to watch Lara Croft Tomb Raider is going to go for one of these.
Yes, exactly. Well, I think it gets worse. Because I've done even... I'm trying to think who that actress is playing a singer. I didn't even look at this earlier. I just fast-forwarded. I think, what's this doing on here? But then we get to the second trailer. There's Byron. He's a big fan of Jolie.
Fair enough.
And there is a couple of Bond links to this, at least.
Mm-hmm. There are.
So get on with this bloody trailer. It's not helping.
Yeah,
I have no idea what it is.
But I'm more excited to watch the film just because, I'm a Tomb Raider fan, and ever since they started doing the re-releases of the old games, I've been able to catch up a little bit on that, and I've not gone back to this film since. So, yeah, no, I got started with these games.
The Xbox 360.
Yeah, so Legend, Anniversary, Underworld, and then I went on and did the recent rebooted games, the Survivor Trilogy, and it's only been in the last couple of years because I'm not a PC gamer with the remasters that I've had a chance to fix that blind spot.
I need to fix that blind spot totally. I've only played the God, A Diva's Christmas Carol with Vanessa Williams was the film you put on a Tomb Raider rental.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
I have only played one game, which was the new version of Lara Croft that was more PC. Back in 10 years
the
ago,
2013 one where she's on the island. Yep.
Because I was a Nintendo person.
Yep.
So
it's funny. I did have an original PlayStation back when Lara was making bank then, but I was too young to appreciate any of that stuff. My games were Spyro and Twisted Metal.
Okay. What did I play? Because I did. She came out on the Sega Saturn first, then the PlayStation 1, didn't she?
Yeah, mid to late 90s.
But yeah, so I had neither of those. And then we got Chevy Chase and Snow Day playing at the moment. So they really selling to the people that wanted to watch Tomb Raider, 12-year-old boys and 40-year-old men. But I was playing Tuvok, GoldenEye, badly, some other stuff. But yeah, I never played any Tomb Raider, so the only thing I knew was the film when it came out. I think I saw it in the cinema, but
Yeah,
it was the time I was joking.
The film was my first exposure to Tomb Raider, and it's such a skewed way to get into the property, because in some ways it is very vintage Tomb Raider. Like, it's got a lot of things right, but there are plenty of places where it deviated. And I'll mention one of them as we get into the film.
Oh, right.
A particular thing that, like, coming in as a later fan, I always thought was a thing with the character, and then come to find out it wasn't.
Okay.
Some people may know what I'm talking about, but we'll get there.
There are some references. Of course, I never knew what they were, but I did look them up earlier. But Byron says the UK VHS and DVD had some weird cuts. Okay, the 4K is fine. Right, we're off. The feature presentation. We'll be now starting with the Paramount logo. There.
Let me go ahead and push play on my thing.
Yeah, I'll pause the VHS because it'll be fast anyway. You let me know when.
No, I'm good.
Yep. I'll find out what those cuts are in a minute. The second film is more faithful to the games, but I like this one more. The rebooted games are better. I had the original on the Sega Saturn. Nice.
That sounds about right. I actually do remember watching the second one more than the first. But yeah, I think between the two, I slightly prefer this one.
I do too. I know this one has the pre-fame Daniel Craig, and the second one has a pre-famed Gerald Butler, because Craig hated this film being on it, so allegedly.
Well, I could buy that. He didn't really want to be known as an action movie star, and most of the stuff that he did before is so very different to this. And everybody notes it's really funny that Jolie, an American, is playing with a British accent, and Craig has to do a really terrible American accent.
Yeah, no one can pick up where that's from. But apparently Jolie didn't like wearing the shorts. She wasn't going to wear the shorts until she agreed she had to be convinced. And then she said walking around them when she first put them on, she felt like she was naked. But they are short shorts.
Yes,
and we all love short shorts.
But I mean, Lara, very first game, she's there at Vilcabamba, and she's wearing short shorts when it's like really snowy up at the top of the mountains. So.
Hey, I was watching girls in bikinis at Aspen playing snowboarding the other day, so it's all possible. Then we get the robot, which is a real robot in most shots, but it has to be hung from a crane. It's so heavy.
Yeah, I always heard from a lot of people just like how stupid they thought this was. But having gone back and played some of the original games, I'm like, you know what? A killer robot might not have been out of place in some of them.
Yeah, we get into magic later, so yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So look, had a budget of $115 million back then, so it's $250 now, I guess. Made 274 worldwide that year, so it did all right. Hence the sequel. Had a soundtrack with U2 as the big single. Went back when films did that. There you go. Headbutts and shots of a butterfly knife. There you go. Instant no in the UK. Just watched the second one earlier today, did RJ? Welcome. So yes, that one from the director of Speed and Speed 2 and The Haunting. So, yeah. He had quite a downhill cinematography on Die Hard.
I mean, however you feel about this movie, it could have been worse, because I do know that like the early drafts were done by the guy who did Mortal Kombat Armageddon or Annihilation.
Yes.
And then there was another guy who did one of the Street Fighter movies who also put forth a script.
He had 3 scripts rejected by director Simon Crane.
Well, Simon West.
Simon West, sorry. Simon Crane's the stunt director.
Yeah, he's the stunt guy.
But
and a marvelous
stunt guy. Con Air. He is. He's done a few Bonds, hasn't he?
Yes. He got started, I want to say, at least with Dalton, because I know he did a lot of stuff on License to Kill. But I think GoldenEye was the first one where he was the actual coordinator. So
Now, who was the man that did the bungee jump in Golden? I was confused who he is. Like,
Wayne Michaels.
Right, yeah. I love his description where it just says, walks up to, when they're filming it, you have to walk up and just jump without pausing, and then he's a bit apprehensive because no one's tested this apart from some sandbags.
I do know you can actually go to that dam and pay to do the same thing. They have a bungee jump experience there.
And she's killed the robot. But yeah, she's a lovely girl.
Oh, yeah. Of all the people that they could have got to play her, and there was quite the list.
There was a very long list.
Contenders. I really do think the place where Jolie excels is that classic Lara Croft is an adrenaline junkie. She does it for the fun. She plays for sport. And that is Jolie to a T. She just gets off on the thrills.
Yes. She did say this was actually hard acting because, like you say, Lara Croft's always up to something and always full on, but sometimes she just wakes up and thinks, I can't be bothered, or do something more serious. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's about at least five stunt doubles for Jolie, and they're all doing different stunts. I think one of them's a man when he's doing the motorcycle stunts.
I think so.
Yes, I don't know. It's Turok 2, Seeds of Evil, a good game. Yeah, you send that thing to drill into people's brains. Oh. Okay. Just watch the second one. That's what I got to. The second one is good, but I like the daft nature of this one. Yeah. The end, the other one is a bit too serious, I think, for considering.
Yeah, this one has a bit of a tongue-in-cheek attitude towards some of it. I mean, the second one does in places, but that one feels like they were deluded in trying to think that they were going to compete with Indiana Jones. And here they know they're not going to. Yeah. And so why bother? We're just going to try to have some fun with it. Yeah. I mean, it's still a stupid movie as far as action movies go, but like it's a guilty pleasure fun movie.
Oh yes, it is. Because there's Chris Barry. I don't know if you know him, the actor who plays the butler.
I don't.
He's quite famous in the UK. He's in Red Dwarf, the TV show, which has been running. Oh, sorry, shower scene. Got distracted.
Oh, yes. Understandably so.
So yeah, there was going to be she was going to be nude for this scene because the original stories it was a lot more graphic, but they could only get away with a side boob, and they had to film that 14 times to get the right level of side boob to show off for a PG-13.
No, I do think it is an intentional reference because the end of the second game has Lara just about to get into the shower, and it's very famous where she's about to take off her bathrobe and she looks to the camera. Don't you think you've seen enough? And takes a shotgun, blows us away.
Yeah, so she shows two bits of side boob under it, yeah, but one big one. She takes the towel off. So here we go. Venice, Italy, straight away. They couldn't actually film in Venice. I don't think they had the budget, so it's all just third or fourth, fifth units, and then on a set at Pinewood. So yeah, they filmed at the 007 soundstage at Pinewood for most of the big stuff. The Illuminati aren't real. Allegedly. But yeah, Chris Barry, he was in Red Dwarf for the last 50 years, and then he had the British Empire, which was a sitcom in the 90s, and he's very poorly at the moment, I think. But here we get Ian Glenn. Is it? Yeah, it's Ian. Ian Glenn or whatever it is, but yeah.
Yeah, this was the first time I saw him in anything, just like Daniel Craig. And of course, since then with Game of Thrones, he's actually one of my favorite characters on that show.
He is great. And then even in stuff like Resident Evil, which he went on to do next.
Right.
There you go. Question for you.
Yes, I have. Tomb Raider 2013 is tied with the original 1996 game as my favorite in the series, but I also like Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I actually like Shadow more than Rise, but that's a kind of a hot pick there. I did do a video just of the games that I had played at the time. So that was everything from Legend to Shadow, including the 2 co-op games, Guardian of Light and Temple of Osiris. But since the remasters, I've now had a chance to do the others. And at some point, I'd like to do a part 2 where I can talk about the classic games. But yes, of the mainline series, the only 2 I haven't gotten around to yet are Chronicles and Angel of Darkness. But I do own them, so I just need to get off my butt and do it. I'm actually about to play Expedition 33 right now.
There we go. So, Lara Croft was a firm favorite of lads' magazines back in the late 90s, early 2000s, where the girls would dress up as her and then have you seen the conventions where people go as her 90s version and they got the triangle tits?
Yes.
The costume.
That will never not be funny to me.
That won't never not be funny. But yeah, apparently Jolie is a 36C. Lara in the games is a 36 double D. But in the film, They only padded her for just a D.
Yeah, I think they took away the padding for the sequel.
yeah, I think so. Because you get that bit at the ending where she's running away from explosion and stuff, and it's like bouncy, ridiculously.
Yeah, and there's one of our Bond connections. We have editor Stuart Baird on this movie to thank for that. Stuart Baird being a classic film editor,
yes,
having done one of my favorite superhero movies, the original Superman, with Richard Donner.
Yeah,
but he ended up also doing the 2006 Casino Royale.
Aha! Yes, he's uncontactable. But yeah, he also directed Star Trek 10 and killed off the franchise.
Yeah, and the reason that he got Star Trek 10, Paramount threw him a bit of a bone because they asked him to come in and help edit 2 of their films, and this was one of them. The other one, I think, was Mission Impossible 2.
Yes.
I think I have that right.
Yes, that is true. Because, this was a period in time when Jolie was with Billy Bob Thornton, and they were always in the tabloids.
Vial of the husband's blood and all that.
Lucky sod. Damn, who was her boyfriend before this? The guy from Trainspotting and the American Sherlock Holmes TV show.
Robert Carlyle? Was she with him?
The other guy, the blonde. Someone will point it out. But yeah, she was dating him from Hackers before Billy Bob. And then apparently people said the rumor was she made this to get back at him because he was playing Tomb Raider all night and spending time with
Johnny Lee Miller.
That's him, yeah.
I had to look that one up.
Yeah, I don't know who she was. I don't know. So she filmed this in Cambodia.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's what got her started in the campaign for the minefields and adopting kids from there. And then she reconciled with her dad in this.
And then had problems with him again.
Yeah.
They've been on again, off again for a while.
Yeah, they were very. They were both pleased that he got together, but they only share one scene together. And you did spend a lot of time on set and had to be shown the door a few times because you just do that too much often.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good the Alicia one, but I got rid of it.
I feel bad. I'm mostly bored by that movie. Despite
it starts off all right.
It starts off okay.
She is good.
Oh yeah, Vikander is a pretty decent pick to take over for the reboot. But it just
goes into bad CGI locations and stupid more than this somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
Oh yeah. Now there's a ticking clock. But so apparently they tested this in American audiences couldn't understand why she could hear a clock that's hidden under the stairs. And the European audience said, well, it's obvious was saying they assumed it was in her head and part of the dream she was having. And then because of the mystical forces, it leads her to this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 2015 for the Vikander one?
No, that was 2018.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Yeah. I remember because like right after that film came out, I was like, I'm going to go back and play Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I think if the plan worked.
Yeah. It made me want to go back and play a game that had a better story, and I say better in quotes, because Shadow does have
Hey, Dave.
one of the weaker stories of the games, but like it's still light years better of a Tomb Raider experience to me.
She hasn't got her Jonies out. She had part of them out in the shower scene, but there was supposed to be another shower scene later on, and there was going to be other nude scenes, but with body doubles, so it wouldn't have been her anyway. I remember working in a warehouse when Lara Croft 3 came out, and there were copies everywhere. It was one of those times when it was shops opened at midnight, so you could buy it. Not anymore. You gotta
Lara Croft 3, The Adventures of Lara Croft. That's actually my second favorite of the classic series. I like that one a lot better than Tomb Raider 2, which just had way too much combat for me. You know, if I'm going to die a bunch of places, I actually prefer dying trying to figure out a puzzle. So I like that game a lot better.
Okay. So yeah, Star Trek died since then. Yeah, since
I'm not that kind of cynical guy. I'm really excited for Strange New Worlds.
Season
it's
3?
It's third season right now.
I only seen this first season. I still haven't seen the second. Yeah,
I've loved all that Strange New Worlds has done. I really like Lower Decks, and I am a fan of the first and third reboot films. Not so much the second.
Yeah, I like the reboot films.
Yeah, but I do understand people that have a certain leaning towards original Star Trek. Like, yeah. And of course, Discovery was just so hard to sit through. I did sit through all 5 seasons of that. And that was so hard.
2.5. I think I made it.
You didn't miss much.
Apparently not. I have heard. Yeah, she has got them out. Isn't it the same temple that was in Mortal Kombat?
Angkor Wat, I think. Yep.
Yeah. This was the first film. I think it was the first Hollywood film to film in Cambodia. So I don't know if Mortal Kombat's not allowed. Not an American one. So yeah, you can rewind out. Didn't this get a remake that no one watched?
So we did talk about that. It technically can be called a remake, but it's more apt to say it's an adaptation of the reboot.
Yes. They rebooted the game, then made a film of that.
And the 2013 game is actually the second time they rebooted the series. Tomb Raider Legend was the first, and Legend certainly has a lot of elements from this movie in it.
Right.
Yeah, this lovely thing right here.
Aha! Oh yeah, I can see. It's pretty much her picture.
Oh yeah. But it also started to focus a lot more on the action. There was a lot more like motor vehicle chases and whatnot, particularly with a motorcycle.
So yeah, the butler shields himself with the silver tray there when she smashes something, which is a reference to the game, I believe. That when you shoot at the butler, he defends himself with the silver tray.
Yep.
Ian's watched it. Yeah, best bit. Ian's seen something for a change. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 1995 is a fantastic film, but the sequel isn't even good. Rubbish. Oh dear. Oh, MK95 is the only video game movie I actually like. Yeah, I think this is I missed it on the VHS, but yeah, the motorcycle going through London, I think, was a dude. Yeah, Angkor Wat. What did we say it was? Strange Worlds is awful. It's not Trek for me. Oh dear. Now you've started something every time.
Yeah, no, we did Discovery because my wife, who I got turned on to Star Trek, she actually started watching Deep Space Nine with me. And she had a friend who like encouraged her to try to watch it, and we did sit through it, but both of us were looking at each other. Even after the first 2 episodes, we turned to each other and was like, that was awful. But no, Strange New Worlds, I'm not too rigid in what Star Trek has to be to me. It just has to be entertaining.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the TNG era, which, believe me, I adore TNG. If they want to be more quippy and fun, that's fine with me.
Yeah. Well, TNG.
But I do agree.
The only one I've seen all the way through.
We need to keep branching out. That's one thing I do miss from Star Trek is instead of doing series set between all the other ones we know, let's actually. Discovery had the right idea of like trying to actually move forward and to pick some stuff later. And I really wish Trek would start to do more of that.
Yeah. Because it's like, oh, how do we get Kirk and crew into this one?
Right.
Yes. Is it Jolie's fault we got so much lip fillers in all the women these days that look really bad, but hers look good, even though they're probably natural? And there is James Bond. What's he called? Sam West. American.
Yeah, this was the only Craig film I had seen when he was cast as Bond. And I had to be reminded he was even in this. That's how little his performance stayed with
It is. I remember Gerard Butler. I don't remember this until I see him pop up. I thought, oh, he's in this. I think I watched it the other night and saw his name in the credits. So yep, I remember now.
Yeah, for whatever reason, Butler, like whenever I think of Cradle of Life, I do think of Butler. He does make an impression in that movie. Here, I have to be reminded almost every time. Oh yeah, that's right. Craig's in this movie.
Yeah. Haven't seen this one when it came out, but have seen this when it came out, but don't know enough to judge it fairly. Oh dear, only seen it once. I guess.
Yeah, for me, if I'm going to review something, I'm going to rewatch it just before. It's not really fair to go off of my memories of the thing, especially if I haven't gone back to it in the last 5 years. Yeah.
Yes, the VHS, the Bosch TV is wearing a hat. It's my fedora. When I do Nightmare on Elm Street, Indiana Jones, or anything else for the character with the fedora. It's a good old school fun film. This is. Yes, it is. There you go. That's something.
It's very much a product of the 2000s.
Oh yes. It was going to be a 2.25 hour cut, and then, like you said, Stu Baird came in and butchered it, and then they had to do some reshoots. He did it down to an hour and a half, I think, or less. Then they had some reshoots down back in.
Yeah, I don't know that really helps at all. It some companies have this mentality of, we can run it more times in theaters, it'll gain more money that way. I think that's a flawed way of thinking.
Yes. Damn it. Forget who this actor is. This old actor who's in a British actor from comedies from the 50s and 60s and 70s. But yeah, he gets decapitated in one of the deleted scenes because he is part of the Illuminati. That's why he's not helping her, and he gets nervous. Well, hello there. I think Josh has influenced him. The Double Dragon movie remains the gold standard of video game adaptations. I did know that. It doesn't have Angelina Jolie in it for most of it.
There's been a couple of video game adaptations that have been getting better and smarter, but they're still few and far between.
Yeah. Oh, Deep Space Nine. Now that's good. I don't like the way the crew act in New Trek. Let's have the next shit.
Yeah, I understand where people are coming from that don't like Strange New Worlds. They do act like a little too smarmy, just obnoxious to some people. But to me, they're having fun. It's kind of a new way mentality of making the movies. But I understand.
It's not a BAFTA. It's a Terminator.
Terminator?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny because not only do I have a fedora near me, but I also have a statue. Although this one, I doubt anybody would know exactly what this is.
Hold it up. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look. I'll leave it to the audience.
Know what it
of course,
is.
I know. I'll just wait to see if anyone else does.
Yeah, if you do know what it is, hats off to you.
It's her fault. Lovely Helena Bonham Carter hasn't ruined her face, at least. Oh dear. Voight's forehead was just at the top of the screen, looked like he was just wearing the hat. I should try and move that around. In terms of video game adaptation, I quite enjoyed Sonic the Hedgehog and Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Wasn't bad.
Yeah, I didn't grow up with Sonic the Hedgehog, so I had no desire to see that. Detective Pikachu, I actually thought was okay.
Yeah.
But like, I have just been so disappointed over the years. Like Assassin's Creed, I was so excited for that.
Yes.
And man, that sucked.
Yeah, that was. How'd you fuck that up?
Yeah, no, it's been kind of more in the streaming service where they've started to get some of the things right. I'm told Castlevania is okay. I've seen a little bit of The Last of Us, and that's pretty solid. At least the first season.
The first season, yeah. Well, there's two people like Duggable Dragon at least. Wonder if the Cascos is parrot. I hope to ask him one day. Looks like Darth Vader's samurai. I was thinking
you are actually fairly close. This is Darth Bane.
Aha. There you
so
go.
Right franchise, right faction.
Army of Darkness. It does look like, I was thinking the helmet was like, let's get the hell out of here. Some of the retreating skeletons in Army of Darkness. Yep. There was a Pikachu, Detective Pikachu movie voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, which
Pikachu's voice.
Yeah, that was really just made to cash in on Reynolds with Deadpool there. But I grew up loving first generation and second generation Pokemon and then stopped there. So there was a lot of that movie that I'm like, oh yeah, I do like that thing. Yeah. But that didn't make it a good movie for me. it was okay. Of all the crap I've had to sit through, I would much rather go back to that than some of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We also have had a Super Mario Brothers movie, which wasn't half bad.
Yeah, that was entertaining. I'm surprised we're still waiting on the sequel because that's a few years ago now. I thought it was coming out this year, but I haven't heard anything. Especially when it made $1 billion. But yes, this film did knock off Pokemon 2, the movie Me2 or whatever it is, off the highest grossing video game adaptations. And then Pikachu Detective, not the next film off.
I did see Pokemon 2000 and the third movie, which was Entei. I did see both of those in theaters.
Oh, speaking of theaters, back in the day, I swiped this from a cinema. There you go. I got about 50 of these posters. I picked up from the cinema when this came out. Oh, so there is no stunt double in this Bungie scene at all, allegedly. It's all Jolie doing all the stunts because she was the best at it. Except she did hurt her ankle when she does the retreat to the chandelier.
Mm-hmm.
They film it again after she healed. Sonic and Pikachu both good. Assassin's Creed was easy to get right, and
that's just the thing. Bad. It's just like the games lay it all out for you. There's you would think it would be an easy thing to get right, but no, they screwed it up.
Yeah,
by focusing on the main thing nobody liked in those games to begin with.
The stealth part of the games.
No, all the modern history. All the modern day stuff, which was convoluted to begin with. Like at the beginning, it seemed like they were going somewhere, but a few games in, you started to realize, no, they're just making this up. And I still do play the Assassin's games pretty regularly, but the last one I really loved was Odyssey. After that, I've not been too keen on some of the others, and it sucks because this year we finally had my Japanese game, and I did not care for that one all that much.
Yeah. The trouble is it takes how many years to make a game now? And then they change stuff, which delays it again. Because what is it? 11 years since Grand Theft Auto 5?
Yeah.
And then back in the 90s, they were one a year. When it was just over the top driving and shooting. You could write a Spectrum game in a weekend. All right, who's here? Oh, it's a charming film. There you go. The Pikachu, I guess. Super Mario, new one wasn't bad. Still waiting on Echo the Dolphin movie.
That's what
It's a sort of flipper, yeah. They're actually looking into making Echo. Well, if they can make a emoji movie, how different could admit to me. Yeah. Oh, there was a Doom movie as well. Yeah, Doom movie. I was thinking Resident Evil movies and Hitman movies. We had 2 of those. Doom's all right. Yes, as a 90-minute bit of fun.
I haven't seen it. I've only played the original game.
Right. Yeah, I used to play it on a PC back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I tried playing it on a PC. No, on the Xbox. You can get it for the Xbox.
Yeah.
The old original version, but it's not quite the same.
No, it isn't. But
Josh didn't get the notification until that is a YouTube.
Sorry, Josh.
Well, we're just getting into the big first bit of action in the first 30 minutes shootout where
Other than the beginning, but yeah,
well,
it's been a while.
A proper bit of, I guess,
Which
danger.
Pretty much is. It just feels so contrived to me that they went ahead and did this, but I don't care. It's she's having too much fun.
Yes, she's getting men between her legs. That's not the type we want to see, but yeah. So she doesn't. I think she only kills one person with a gun in this.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it's one of the guys in the garage coming up. She just shoots him as she goes past. Otherwise, she uses.
Oh yeah. Well, she also does the motorcycle jump here in a bit, and she's shooting.
There you go. Yes. Otherwise, she only shoots mystical creatures with those 2 big guns. I was too old for Pokemon, so was I. He went anyway, though. I didn't. But I do have them on VHS upstairs, the films. Pika, Pika!
Mm-hmm.
My son's big into Pokemon at the moment. Well, I say that. He's playing... What's he got? The Switch game, the mobile phone game, and he's collecting virtual cards now, and the real ones, and he's got the wife involved. She's playing the game and swapping cards. And
No, I'm of the era where it was actually an icebreaker on the playground in elementary school. Which version do you have? Didn't even need to ask any clarification. You knew what they were talking about. And I had red and gold versions.
Oh, because it's 30 years of Pokemon. It's still £1 billion business.
Yeah. In terms of video game properties, if you're not just counting the video games themselves, you're talking about all different areas. Pokemon might be the biggest money maker of the bunch.
Yeah, because don't they bring out double games when they bring out one game? Isn't it
Oh yeah, and they still do that whenever they do the generations, because that was the lovely thing about Pokemon back in the day, is that there were certain kinds of Pokemon you could only capture in one of the versions, so you had to make friends so that you could get all 150 of them, and then they just kind of kept that going.
Yeah, crazy. Still waiting on the Spider Solitaire, the movie. It could happen. There's enough people. But yeah, this was when she was with Billy Bob. Who's she? I can't remember. When did they break up? I can't remember. I don't think it lasted too long.
They did get married, I think. And she was dating him at about this time.
That's all I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we
because I remember that they were on the outs, and then Mr. and Mrs. Smith came out, and then she and Pitt were the big thing.
Oh, that's it. I forget who was next.
Mm-hmm.
I think my turn's coming up soon, so
take one for the team, would you?
Street Fighter is, but Double Dragon, I can't enjoy it. I need to rewatch it properly. I was... Because, yeah, Stephen E. D'Souza, who could have done this film, wrote this film, was wrote and directed Street Fighter, the movie. So, Wolfenstein 3D, but before Doom, that old. Have you seen the first-person shooter documentary by the people that did In Search of Darkness and Aliens Expanded and all that? Yeah.
But I mean,
those I haven't heard of, but I'm out of touch.
I have gone back and played some of those. I haven't played Wolfenstein yet, but Doom I definitely have gone back to. I did GoldenEye pretty close to its initial release. I've played Dark Forces, so like I've been tracking first-person shooters since then. But it is still fascinating to see how that came about.
Well, yeah, it started off like in the 70s with like this corridors of
and how
black lines.
Turok and GoldenEye and Perfect Dark were really considered the genre busters to like bring them to the consoles because people were convinced you couldn't do it.
Seems crazy now saying, you can't play first person shooter on a console. How do you do the controls?
Well, like at the time, you know, it's kind of hard to imagine a Super Nintendo pulling off a decent first person shooter.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Josh. I can't enjoy it. I tried. Oh, yeah. I don't enjoy it either. I'm not sorry. All the hate for Double Dragon here. Yes, she did punch a shark in the sequel, didn't she? We'll see about that. So, what is it? Yeah. The UPS man or Arias walking up to the door is the only place yet, because now the door is shut. He walks up to the door outside, and that's the only bit of real place. Real mansion, and then of course this is all set. Van Damme could have been doing Double Impact 2 instead of that bunch of balls of Street Fighter. Yeah, with 4 brothers this time. That's what we want. I remember standing in a branch game trying to download a free legendary Pokemon when I was in my 30s. When I looked up, I was standing next to a boy of about 9 years old doing the same.
It does kind of humble you, doesn't
it? Yeah, but he hasn't got a job to pay for all this, so yeah.
Yeah.
Take that, boy. With your 50p pocket money. Yeah. Game Shop. There used to be one in Western, but it closed down. It was only a small one, and then it was only doing merchandise more than games. No. People have said there's a lot of contrivances with this plot. Like this letter that she gets. Because people said it's like Indiana Jones. If she'd done nothing, then the nothing would have happened.
Gods of fate drop her a letter.
Yeah, the time would have, the 500,000 day year thing would have passed. The alignment would have passed. They wouldn't have had the peace or anything, or know where to find it or anything if she hadn't got involved. I have a rare Pokemon as card as a kid. Stupidly gave it to my brother because I'm stupid and he lost it. Did he though? Or is he 50 quid better off? People also said that she mistreats this library here because she slams the book down, she rips pages out and all that business. But then people defended her, saying that was her dad's office. She was never allowed to come in and touch stuff as a kid, so now she's rebelling.
Original Lara Croft was never very careful with her stuff.
She carrying all these knives in a boot, even in the house. Massive boobs and a tight top. Hey, Monique's here. But yes, how could she possibly go for Pitt over Billy Bob? They do have good chemistry in Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
That is a fun movie.
I didn't watch the TV version because I don't think it was action-based or anything.
I haven't gotten around to it. No. But I've seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith a couple of times.
Yeah. Oh, Jurassic Park on SNES had a decent 3D first-person shoes maze explore aspect. So there you go. I got a puzzle from John Voight. Yes, John Voight looking pretty good off that snake beat him up. Where is my anaconda? I think oh, pardon me. Yeah. Yes, John Voight had a bit of a comeback in the 90s with was it Heat and then Anaconda, which is odd, but yeah. And then, of course, this was big news to have him back in here. So yeah, then we get this. Explain the ending when they run up the pyramid while we've got an hour left. Where are they? That's the other thing. When the time bubbles that she sees, and then a dog jumps through it, and then we see
and then
muscles and skeletons.
Yeah.
then she chucks the clock in it, and it separates, so she can take the piece out. But she puts her hand in, and nothing happens. So yeah. Oh yes, look at that! Just smash that like button. Let's get the stream onto YouTube's homepage. Trending videos. Very kind of you. Yeah, thank you. I have noticed that when you say subscribe, or it might be just some people's videos, the subscribe button lights up at the bottom of the.
I haven't noticed
on the app. I only noticed it today, so I don't know if it's a new thing. Because, like, have you seen the crowns people get in the comments now?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see who. I can't see who's number one because it doesn't show me on StreamYard. So there's people just say, "Oh, I got this crown." It was only because I was on someone else watching someone else's the other day that I noticed this crowns. Yeah, just noticed Vacation is on the telly. Yeah, there it is with The Exorcist because doing Exorcists on the 24th and all those other films that are out of focus. The lack of the save feature killed the game. However, the ROM hack fans made the game playable by adding the save feature. God bless them.
Yeah, but we didn't really know any better. My first console was an original Nintendo Entertainment System, and it either came with a save code or you had to sit and play it through all in one sitting.
Yeah.
There were a few exceptions to that, obviously. The Legend of Zelda, certainly. But even then, like, it wouldn't save exactly where you were at. It would always transport you back to the beginning of the map.
Oh. Yeah, so Jolie did train for 6 months to get in physical peak condition for this with military, martial artists, and everyone to toughen her up. So she can have a good fight with anyone. I think she could severely beat me up in any way. So let's go for that £5 weakling people complain about these days with modern actresses beating up all the teams of men. I think Jolie's a bit believable. She's got the power. I love how he's sitting on a couch while everyone's pulling this bloody thing down. Maybe she saw Billy Bob at U-turn and just had to have him. Yeah, well, why not? Was he covered in grease and real hick? I grew up on games without save features, so probably didn't mind so much. Byron also didn't have much else to do but play video games back then. Exactly. Yes, I'll let you do. I do like Anaconda, but it's fabulous crap and has Prime JLo plus bonus Wura. Yes, 2 good reasons to watch it, but they are doing, was it a legacy sequel with comedians now? That
I'm sure they are.
I think it's 2. I can't remember who's in it. I don't know if it's Owen Wilson. Was he in the first one? I can't remember now. He was in The Haunting, wasn't he? They got 2 comedians that I think I heard they're retracing the filming of the film or something, or they're in the universe retracing the steps of the characters or something, and then a big anaconda comes off. I could be wrong. Yeah, playing a game ridiculous in one sitting. Yeah, it's like Commodore games. They're like so impossible, and then you get speedrunners that do the whole game in 6 minutes.
Right.
That's dedicated. So yeah,
we've just come a long way since then, and nowadays it's just really tough to imagine doing an entire game, even a short game, at like 4 or 5 hours in one sitting, unless I've got a Saturday with nothing to do.
Yeah, because of this nonsense, I've only got less than an hour, maybe half an hour. I get 3 goes of Call of Duty online just to play while I can't commit to anything long term.
And that probably did help me get through old school Tomb Raider because number 1 and number 3 had save crystals. You could only save them every so often. And with Tomb Raider 3, that makes you die like every 15 feet. That made it a real pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But now with the remastered version, you can save whenever you want. And that does take a lot of the challenge out of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does.
But at the same time, like, I understand that, like, some people really go for the challenge. And with some games, I definitely want that challenge. But with something like Tomb Raider, I don't think it thrives on its challenge. I think its strengths are in other areas. And so being able to actually play through the game without having to manage my save crystals, that actually really helped me to enjoy the game a lot more than I would have otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of games I quit and never went back to because I couldn't be asked to keep starting from the beginning. Yeah. So the little girl that's chasing Jolie is a different actress. There's one in the jungle setting and then one on the set.
Yeah, I never understood this.
Yeah. Is it mystical? Is it a ghost of the local girl? So yes, Holiday on the Buses, Naked Gun 33 and a third. Damn. A High Plains Drifter, Year of the Dragon, Exorcist, Ninja 3, and Vacation. And Andy Sidaris film as well. Coming up. Helena Bonham Carter will not be the new Demi. Ooh, yeah. The Atari 2600. Yeah, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Superman, all legends.
And of course, the pinnacle that is E.T.
I've got an emulator of that. I tried playing that game. He's in a pit.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what the game got. Oh, Pac-Man and Pixels, I guess. Yeah, Pixels was a good idea. I think that was by Chris Columbus, who did Gremlins and Home Alone and everything. But yeah.
And also the first couple of Harry Potter movies.
Yes, of course. So yeah, when Jolie's falling there, the background is moving and she's just standing there going like this with a hairdryer on her, apparently. Oh, I had one of the first NES consoles in the States. My mum ordered it from Japan before it went on sale to the public. They had this grey Zapper gun and that stupid Robbie the robot.
Which you could only play for like, what, 2 games, I think?
Yeah, he was supposed to be helping you as the second player or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he was only really programmed for like 2 or 3 titles.
Yeah.
So.
We won't have talk of demis and anacondas here. Like the Cowboys one, I can't remember the name of it. I don't know. There's so many games that never got finished for that. Hope they have the upwards flowing waterfall in the new Anaconda. That is an obvious mistake in that film. Outlaw. Outlaw, there you go. I like Rob the Robot. That's it. Outlaw. That's the game. Pitfall movie would have been good. Didn't they try that? Can't remember now. It would be. They would have. Don't know why they didn't Pitfall get done. Crossbow. None of these are ringing a bell.
No, I'm too young for the Atari 2600. I know what it is.
Yes.
I know some of the games for it, but
they need to bring back wood paneling on these consoles. That's what they're missing. Oh yeah, Raiders. Oh yeah, all the movie tie-ins. You can't tell what the fuck is happening. I played the Superman game, so he gets up and then he flies, and then you go fly off onto another screen, and you go to another screen, you go up, but. I have no idea what I'm doing. There's nothing to say.
Spider-Man was the same way. James Bond for the Atari 2600.
Yeah.
You could barely tell what movies they were taken from there.
Yeah, doesn't James Bond, is that the one in a Jeep and you have to jump over pits and shoot things? And
yeah, I think you're supposed to be in the Lotus, but I honestly don't remember.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, I just picked 4 random films.
So yeah, talking of deserts, that's one thing director Simon West didn't want. Said no sand and no deserts because that's what all adventure films do.
Fair enough. And I mean, just before this movie came out, we were still in the golden age of the original Tomb Raider games, and the last revelation that was pretty much all in Egypt. So I wonder if people had gotten sick of it by then. But then again, Lara went to Venice in Tomb Raider 2.
So now, didn't we get an animated series recently?
Yeah, we did. I only watched the first episode of that, and that's based off of the reboot. And it's Haley Atwell.
Haley Atwell, the voice, isn't it? But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
20 years ago, she might have made a good Lara Croft herself.
The
old style one.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm really not too keen on some of these new suggestions, like Sophie Turner being it. I just don't see it.
Yeah, there's probably plenty of young ladies out there that could be in look like the Tomb Raider from the 90s, if that's the way they're going.
I think the big thing they're doing in the games now is, since they've finished up the Survivor trilogy, they're going for a united timeline, trying to morph the two versions together. I don't see how you could actually do that, but we'll see.
I still don't understand how this works. She sees this spinning thing, and it's an eye to an eye, I guess, and then she can see the statue.
Straight lines. That's all I can figure.
Not play the game. I don't know what's going on. Right, let's have a look. How good a year was 2001, do you think, for films? No? Okay. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was number one. Yep. I don't know if you know that film. There was the Sorcerer's Stone. You may know.
I saw a film called The Sorcerer's Stone. No, that was fine.
Yeah. Fellowship of the Ring came out that year.
Which to me is hands down the best movie to come out that year.
But then somehow you've missed out on Monsters Inc., Shrek, Ocean's 11, Pearl Harbor, Mummy Returns, Jurassic Park 3, Planet of the Apes, and Hannibal. The top 10.
I do like Ocean's 11 a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's fun. Of course, there's Shrek. I don't have the obsession with it that some people do, but
not me.
That's good. But some of those others, like Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes, is just terrible.
I watched Jurassic Park 3 last night, and I quite enjoyed it. Apart from Tia Leone, apart from the family thing, but yeah, and the assistant to Sam Neill. But yeah, apart from that, it was pretty good.
I have no nostalgia for Jurassic Park. I didn't grow up with that movie. I think it's fine. The original, but the only sequel I've seen is the fourth one, Jurassic World.
Okay. That's probably the second best film.
Yeah, I have no interest in seeing any of the others.
No, I wouldn't recommend it. I tried watching Lost World. I only got about 30 minutes in. I couldn't take it anymore.
No, the movie coming out this month that I'm most excited for is Superman, but yeah.
Could go either way, that one, couldn't it?
Yeah, I have no idea if it's going to be good, but I am so sick of the dark and depressing question of saving humanity version that Snyder did that I'm stoked to see something different.
Yeah. So what do we got? Number 11, Rush Hour 2, Beautiful Mind, American Pie 2, Bridget Jones's Diary, Spirited Away, and at number 16, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider.
I forgot Spirited Away was this year too.
Oh, you want to change your vote from Fellowship of the Ring? No, okay. No. What about?
I'm not the biggest fan of anime to begin with.
Okay, neither am I. Spielberg's AI at 17, The Others 18. Fast and Furious was the first one at 19. Vanilla Sky at 20. But then we get into Cats and Dogs, Atlantis: The Lost Empire, Moulin Rouge, Dr. Dolittle 2, Amelie, Black Hawk Down. Now, I think Simon West was he the one that had to choose between directing that and this, I think. Princess Diaries, Spy Kids, The Mexican, Swordfish at 30. Then you get Spy Game, Legally Blonde, Scary Movie 2, Shallow Hell, America's Sweetheart, Save the Last Dance, Knight's Tales, The Score, Along Came a Spider, Training Day at 40. Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, Don't Say a Word, Evolution, I Am Sam, Enemy at the Gates, The Wedding Planner, Behind Emily Lines, Gosford Park and Ali, and 50 is Rat Race. But I will mention 51 is Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within, which was hyped up to forever.
I do remember seeing a lot of promo material for that one.
Yes, all I remember about Pearl Harbor is a woman in the front row crying all the way through it. She was there under duress, I'm guessing. But yeah, people said the special effects of this liquid coming out of the whatever it is unfinished.
The sequel has some pretty bad CG liquid as well.
This did have a troubled production, where they kept changing stuff. That's why, because originally they had men in green suits playing the what is it, the monkeys and the griffins here, but then they realized that wasn't working. They weren't moving as well as what they would be. But yeah, I've only seen Pearl Harbor once. And it's just trying to rip off Titanic, but with a love triangle.
I try to be very judicious when we get to 3.5 hour movies.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be watching Titanic anytime soon. If I do, I'll start about 2 hours in.
Well, I like Titanic, but like there are plenty of like 3-4 hour movies that are not good.
It's like, yeah, the 80s it was make it 90 minutes or less so you get more showings, and now it's let's make it 3 hours plus so people sit and stream it watching adverts all the way through it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, the real Fifth Beatle. Sorry about that. It's just because I'm in the States. Yeah.
It's the
Yanks. So that one you can blame entirely on me.
Oh, I might be playing a video game later this week. Aliens versus Predator from 2000.
Ooh.
So yeah, just watch me die multiple times as aliens, predators, and marines. Where am I? Now I've lost all track because of you, Mike. Yeah, bring back electric paneling. Lost interest in Jurassic Park. About 30 minutes into Lost World. There you go.
That's what I hear from most people.
It is bad. It's got nothing to say, and it's all stupid characters. Yes, Daniel Craig pre-layer kick. I really hate his character in Power of One. Well, that's going back a bit.
I haven't seen that.
That's a early 90s film in South Africa, I think. Yeah, how is it some of these things take multiple machine gun blasts and don't disintegrate? She just shoots one in the head and the whole thing falls apart. I want answers, damn it. I still feel sequels are usually unnecessary. Remakes are almost always unnecessary, in my view. There are a few exceptions. Yes, I think whose video did I show earlier? Share or whatever it was. He was on about remakes of films.
Yeah, but the problem is that whenever original films come out, nobody watches them, so you're going to keep getting sequels and remakes.
Yes. That's the trouble.
No, I don't complain too much about the lack of originality in Hollywood because that's been a thing since the very beginning. Hollywood has just never been able to do original stuff, and we only get peaks every so often that like sometimes they do originals, and even then they're originals in quotes.
Yeah. Well, yes.
But, I try to support original movies when I can, but I'll be honest, I'm part of the problem because if somebody asks me, do you want to watch a 90-minute period drama about women in the 40s, or do you want to watch Superman? And I'm just like, if I'm going to go to the big screen, I want to watch Superman. Yeah. So I am very much part of the problem. No,
it was a serious drama about the plight of women in the 30s, or A View to a Kill, of course, which is going to be yay.
I did my first James Bond live stream on my Discord server just so that everybody could watch it with me, and we did Spy Who Loved Me, which was not my choice. That was actually my subscriber's choice, and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun watching it again. But we did have more than a few jokes about A View to a Kill.
How dare you, sir? I will defend
that. Like me and Paul were the only ones like really playing into like how much we don't want to watch that movie, and everybody else is like, screw you, I like that movie.
Gareth said the old element of surprise boys, like asking Kato to attack whenever and wherever possible and give no quarter. Yes. I can start streams at any time. It's not up to you to be here, despite no notifications. But yeah, apparently, so yeah.
I understood that reference because, I used to watch Pink Panther.
I have to teach my son to be a Kato, I think.
Oh, that'd
be... He jumps at me, I punch him in the face out of instinct or run away. But yes, there were a few things, like she's got the reloading thing where she sticks her arms at the back and somehow manages to get the clips straight in, no problem, which is from the game, I believe.
Well, yeah, because in the games, your dual twin pistols have unlimited ammo.
Yeah. And then the backpack that holds everything, of course.
Yep.
Well, so that you put something near it and it goes into the backpack, don't they? So like she does with the triangle.
Yep.
She doesn't unzip it and put it in or anything.
Nope. She just
behind the back.
throws it in. That's very much like classic Tomb Raider.
Oh, Michael Myers doesn't mind Titanic. It could have trimmed down the lovey-dovey stuff just a bit, though.
Oh, it's a very saccharine movie, but I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's it. Have you seen the new Tenet meme where Old Road says she bopped a homeless guy, let him drown? Pretty much sums it up, doesn't it?
That is pretty much the heart of the film.
Oh, don't mind the sequels; they're decent. Remakes, I detest. Ooh. Well, I was going to say, in the 80s, there was about 50 films from the 80s that are remakes of French films, but most of them you wouldn't even know.
No, remakes can absolutely be done right, but the trouble is that, of course, these days they're trying to remake a film that was already good to go off the back of it. And of course, I'm sure all of the animated live action remakes have not been helping the mindset of that.
Well, yeah, people say that this new
But
Jurassic
there's more than a few good remakes. I mean, obviously, Cecil B. DeMille did 2 versions of the 10 Commandments, and nobody remembers the first one.
Didn't they? Did it still exist?
It does. It's in public domain. You can actually watch it on Wikipedia right now.
That is crazy. Some stuff on now. Yes, I didn't realize that Daniel Craig was buff as far back as 2001 because this is 7 years before.
This was 5 years before Casino Royale.
Yeah, 2006. I was thinking it's 2000. Oh yeah, phone wet. Yeah, he's just smiling at you. He doesn't get it. He just sees you're all wet, and then he's giving up his vow of celibacy. So I gave up for this. Now, apparently, I think in the TV spot I showed earlier where she has a meeting with Ian Glenn and he says, trying to kill her, and she says, whatever she says, it's not in the film. It's just in the trailer.
Yeah, I just said you'd try to kill me.
That's it.
I remember a scene with them in Venice where she's like, but who sits in this chair?
That is later, I think. Now he tells us to go to Venice. Yeah, come to Venice.
Okay, yeah.
It does look
that,
like
that tells you that tells you the last time I saw this film. It was probably pre-COVID.
So you'll watch films for your reviews before this, but not for my.
Oh yeah, because again, it's not very fair to go off of what I remember 10, 15 years ago. I always watch them once, maybe twice before I do a new review on them. And that includes films like James Bond that I know better than I know most family members.
Well, yes, I'd say I watch these, but as to look for stuff to mention rather than just watch it for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, was it the guy that her IT assistant here is? He was picked because of his performance in Shiny McShine, or whatever it was called, and then he was watching The Clangers, which is a 70s TV show. I think they might have brought it back around this time again. Pack for Venice. That's what she says. Oh, Australia is flying the flag. Good films. The Surfer. Isn't that Nicolas Cage? That's me asking the film expert. Not modern films, though.
Yeah.
If I asked him about Dr. No, he'd have 100 things to say.
Oh, sure. No, not all things, but like there are certain things that like you think I would be up on because everybody has a cult following around Nicolas Cage.
I can't keep up with how many films he makes, so yeah.
Well, that's just it. Like even the ones that I like of his, I didn't watch all that much. Probably the Nicolas Cage I've seen the most was National Treasure. And just because I was at the right age for it.
Well, yes. What year was that? It was a few years after this one, but yeah.
It's
a good adventure film.
2000.
That's John Byers' his dad, isn't it? So is he related to Lara Croft in that film?
Oh yeah, but like I remember that like this and National Treasure and The Mummy were all seen as rip-off Indiana Joneses because they hadn't made any more of that series for a while.
Kill Bill, Memento, Tenet, lots of original stuff. Although Tenant's 5 years old now, isn't it?
Yeah, Tenet came out 2020.
Hmm.
But you know, like the Pixar movie that just came out, Elio. Nobody went to really see that. There was
Well, that's just got bad word of mouth
Mickey
as well, though.
17, I think, is an original film. Nobody went to see that.
Yeah, the trouble is, word of mouth is what makes hits.
Yeah, and by the time anybody gets around to seeing it and telling people, it's already on streaming.
Yeah, I know there's no money to be made. Because back in the day, it was 6 months. After the cinema, you get on VHS rental, and then people say, "Oh, so and so said that was good. I'll rent that," and then you get a hit again. Many films made more money on rentals than it did on in the cinema. But yeah, cinema now, it's if you're not got a biggest first weekend, then it's a flop.
Yeah.
Is how they consider
I
it.
think we're long gone from the days where the third week actually you see a pickup from the first week and like the films keep going.
Yeah. Well, I was watching. What was it last night? Summer Rental from '85. That got into the charts at number 2, and that was Back to the Future was number 1 for 6 weeks still, and it would probably still be a few more weeks at number 1 over the summer.
Right.
Whereas now it's big box office for the weekend, and then a couple of weeks maybe, and then it just disappears.
Yeah, it's just the current mindset of Hollywood with the current release schedule. Original films, they're there to win the awards, but nobody actually watches them until they get to streaming.
Yeah. Because I'm going to go and see F1 this week, I hope, which is an original one. That's a very good word of mouth, so hopefully that's going to do well. But I'm not going to see Superman or Fantastic Four or Jurassic Park in the cinema. Unless there's good word of mouth about Superman there.
Well, I'll let you know. Being a huge Superman fan myself, I've actually spent most of the last few weeks going back and reading like all the Superman comics that I have to get myself ready.
Nice. I was nice for some reason when Ancient Rose drops the diamond in the water. All that shit.
No, emotionally it does work for the film, but like everybody's made that comment. Yeah. I make that comment. It's just
how many hospitals could she help with that thing?
Like, I understand why you don't want to use it for your own personal wealth, but come on.
Cha-ching. She was selfish. That's the moral of the story. There you go. Lesson learned. Well, everything is just a sequel remake opera. Yes.
Yeah.
You get to see operas in the cinema these days. Is there a new term? They keep
film
saying
or game. Game, I know there is. I'm not sure about film.
They keep threatening a film, but then was it Sophie Waller-Bridge did the anime?
Phoebe Waller-Bridge, because she was supposed to do a live-action Tomb Raider streaming series, and nothing's come of that. She's still getting paid.
Yeah, she got $100 million deal back 10 years ago.
For not doing anything.
Yeah, she did.
So far. I'm sure. I'm sure she has written stuff. I'm sure that she's tried to do something from it, but they've let it sit.
Oh, she did Die Another Day. No Time to Die. Sorry.
No Time to Die. Yeah,
she did a script polish.
And I know some people really hate Phoebe Waller-Bridge, but she's reportedly the one responsible for the Cuba sequence in that film.
Yeah. But yeah, she's not known. There's the Venice scene, and then a naked Daniel Craig. If anyone wants that, if they're going to make it, remake Ishtar.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. You're right. They're all pointless.
Exactly, and then there's a sequel to the fucking pointless ones, like Mustafa the prequel.
I didn't even like the first live-action remake with Lion King, but Mufasa I almost thought was worse.
The Beauty and the Beast, I went to the cinema to see with the wife, and I was fucking. This 2.5 hour
it
fucking
was
film.
bad.
It's just a slog. Only that's the trouble. They say only remake their films make them better when they didn't have enough, like when they ran out of money and stuff like that. But then there's no people don't like the bad films, so they won't make them because there's no people don't clamor for merchandise or something. But yeah, we'll be ass either way.
Probably.
Although if they're giving films, TV shows a budget of like $100 million as an episode, then surely you can do something action-wise with it. Good idea, no.
Yeah. Well, this is really interesting. So yours is like so much further in the film.
Yeah, it's the VHS. PAL.
Yeah, well, not just because of that, but like I had a whole scene with Jolie and Craig that like I didn't see on your tube TV.
Oh, that's the point. It's not normally this far ahead. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only remakes were only good in the 80s, mostly because they were remakes of crap. Oh, The Thing was crap. The Fly was crap in the 50s, was it? The Fog. No, not The Fog, the other one. The Fly, was it The Fly, The Thing, and The Blob? Remakes of 50s films. Yeah, because you've got a point there, because this has got a helicopter flying. A Chinook, I believe it is. So apparently the 2 Chinooks they used couldn't leave England, so all the footage of the Chinooks is in England and not flying over. Because originally they were going to be Siberia, but then they had to go to somewhere else. And when they scouted it, it was full of snow, and then when they went back, it was melted. Yes, I did post. There was Womb Raider and there's Tomb Raider XXX, a parody or something that you can watch.
Yep.
If you want to see a proper shower scene. It's bound to have one. Yeah, remakes.
Which is the reason that DeMille redid the 10 Commandments. He couldn't do justice to the idea the first time.
Yeah.
And the first one's quite impressive when you consider it was over 100 years ago. But yeah, the 1956 one with Charlton Heston, way better.
Because how many Ben-Hurs have been? We've had one in the last 10 years.
We've had at least 3.
Right.
Yeah. And the only one anybody talks about is
the
Charlton Heston one.
Wow. Oh, we're into the big finish already. Look at that. I would say that, but it's a dead zone. Mr. Gen Z, I have the 2 DVD box set of these movies. They are fun as heck. Jolie bring super Lara Croft. Both theme songs are actually 2 from the U2 and Korn. Yeah, because got my retail and rental boxes. Are you 12 years old or over?
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a look. The reviews are in. Jolie ... makes a sensational action woman, says the Maxim.
Well,
I disagree with that. I can tell you in 2 words why Tomb Raider is good. Angelina Jolie. Angelina is awesome, says the Sunday People magazine.
Yeah, noticing a pattern here.
With eye-popping action and electrifying thrills, Jolie doesn't just impersonate computer game Lara. She is Lara. Sorry, that is the sun. See? It's a good film. It's mostly because of Lara, no, Jolie. Actually, they're merging into one. Remake Logan's Run, for example. Didn't they do that?
I was going to say, haven't they?
I thought they had. But I must be wrong. Are you going to the ice lake? Yes. To the meteor crater. Ooh. Only Jolie movie I own is Cyborg 2. Yes, I forgot to mention, yeah. She fights a robot at the beginning of this, and she was a robot in Cyborg 2. I think you do get to see her boobs in that one, if you wish. It's like Sandra Bullock was in the original. Well, I guess she's the bionic daughter, or whatever it is. She's in the $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman film, and gets bionic implants. Oh, worst Cage film is Mom and Dad. Ooh, it's just awful. I'm trying to remember that. Well, yeah, it's when they're killing people.
There's quite a bit of stiff competition for the worst.
Yeah, when you're doing 5 films a year, just to pay taxes or whatever it was, is pay off his castles they bought all over the world. And didn't he pay millions for a T-Rex head or something?
I believe it.
It's one of the stories I heard.
But of course, Cage is also the guy who went ahead and named his kid Kal-El. So I'm not going to put anything past him.
Hey, if you're putting money on the table, that much money on the table, you can... it's better than those whatever Musk called his digits or characters child.
Mm.
Yeah, Cage makes a lot of movies to get money to take care of his mother, who needs around the clock
I
care.
had heard that, and I don't begrudge him for
I still
constantly
think
working. That's fine.
how much that would cost, though. Even the best homes, you don't need to make a couple of good
Healthcare
movies.
here in the States, you got to be careful, man.
Oh yeah, fucked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Elio wasn't bad. I've heard it's not bad, but I think it was one of those. They say it was going to be that really woke film where it was all about genders and biology and stuff, and then they had to cut it all out. So people then didn't like the film because it lost all the story and messages it was trying to tell. But then then it bombed, and that's Pixar. When you could guarantee Pixar were like, what was it? Monsters Inc. was in 2001.
Yeah, it came out the same year. Or somewhere about that.
Yeah, Toy Story, then Bugs Life, then Monsters Inc., and they were just...
Well, they did Toy Story 2, but I think Monsters Inc. was first, and then Finding Nemo.
Ah, yes. So, yeah, they were unstoppable back then.
Oh, yeah.
That was
my favorite of theirs is The Incredibles, which came... The Incredibles.
Oh, yeah, Incredibles is great.
60s
spy style, isn't it? Yeah, they could do no wrong, and now they can barely get a film out that people will watch, but they did get rid of Lasseter for whatever reasons. And he was the main, what do they call him? I guess not showrunner.
Yeah, just the overseer.
Yeah, so I don't think it was like Spielberg. He can't get a fucking film made now, can he, really? Well, he's got no power. Because what did he produce this year? Yeah, none of his films.
Well, I'm told The Fabelmans is good. I've just not bothered with it yet. I think the last Spielberg film I saw was his remake of West Side Story.
Did you like it?
I'm not a big fan of musicals to begin with.
I can't say I enjoyed the original because that's like 2.5 hours long or more.
Yeah, that's another one, and it's really the musicals that are the big culprit for why I'm trepidatious about 3-4 hour movies, because I've sat through so many of the older ones, and I get so bored.
I must admit, I do too. I can't cut the songs out. You got a good 90-minute film. Worst is Wicker Man, but he is one of his favorite actors. Yeah, Mum and Dad. Then they go mental and trying to kill the kids because of some disease or infection or something. I seem to remember. Oh yeah,
I just remember all the memes from Wicker Man.
Not the bees.
Not the bees, which is from a deleted scene. It's not even in the movie.
No, I did think that, and then here, for some reason, the dog goes through the time tunnel.
Yep.
And then it turns into a skeleton. Now, what gun does Daniel Craig's character have in this? Can you guess a make of gun that Daniel Craig would have?
Wow.
That begins with a W.
It's probably a Walther then.
Yes. The BPK. I don't know. And then, he said, like you said, he doesn't want to be an action hero film person. Change his mind.
I agree, Ian, that COVID had a lot to do with killing traditional cinema.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like stay at home and watch movies. And then I think what did help was showing old movies.
And I caught a few of those. That's how I caught Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. What did I see? I saw something. I can't remember. I remember seeing they were showing all those films, but I never got around to seeing them. I did see a couple of things, but I can't remember what they were now. Oh, he's blocking off my calendar for the month for Superman. There you go. Oh, I hope he's not disappointed.
Yeah, I'm really worried, but I have no solid reason to be worried. I'm just Superman's not had a good live action movie for me since 1980. There's been some really solid animated movies, but live action I haven't cared for them. But that's just me. Yeah.
Well, yes, I like the first half of Returns, and I don't mind Man of Steel.
Man of Steel for me is a 50-50 movie. I like some things in it. I really don't like some things in it.
Yeah. But yeah, cinemas. Yeah, if they want money in cinemas, keep the films in there for longer. Because a lot of people won't go because it's streaming in 3 weeks. What was the quickest one? Was there one last year that was like 3 weeks after it was in the cinema? It was on streaming, and it was a big hit. And I think it would have been even bigger if they'd just left it, say, 6 months. They'd make so much more money. But yeah, the streaming services are losing money apparently, aren't they? Because they're investing so. But no one's. You got a limited supply because you can watch a film many times in the cinema. You can only subscribe once to watch it 100 times. Yeah, streaming service and COVID, death the cinema.
Yeah.
Certainly, yeah. With these two, this big nonsense. We at last, we are the Illuminati.
We really don't need the speech, man.
Yeah, it doesn't really help. You're wasting time. But he's waited a long time for this. Enough of this twaddle. Exactly. Oh, people, yeah, I don't like.
That is a big thing for me. I know you can sit towards the front where nobody else sits, but I also like my neck.
Yes. Yeah. The left or the right when you're stuck at that back before you could.
If I had something like the Alamo Draft House cinemas around here, I'd be doing that. Because they have very strict rules about, no being obnoxious, no bringing out the cell phone, anything like that.
Yeah. And there's, I think, was it the ABC chain that said they were going to let people smoke weed and bring their phones in and not have a problem with it?
Yeah.
And I think, that's just going to kill you. That's not what people want. It is worse when people go to the cinema not to watch the movie.
Right.
And just talk to each other or speak on the phone to someone for the whole time. But yeah, I go on a Thursday if I can, because that's the quietest night I found. Especially if it's the night before the big release and they're showing the big release.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually empty. The only time it's been packed is Spider-Man 3 with Tom Holland and Spider-Man 3, whatever it is, can't remember his name, and Endgame with only 2 that were packed on that day. He loves Bond and Superman. Yes, you are the man.
Oh, why? Thank you.
You got a big fan now. I'm with you. Formula One and none of the others. I guess my film taste is running towards dad cinema. Exactly. I think I'm there now. Well, I think Fantastic Four had a better reputation than Cars.
Well, they don't have to do much, and it's already the best movie that has come out from those characters.
Have you not seen the Corman one from 1990, sir, or whatever it was?
The only Fantastic Four movie I haven't subjected myself to for any real duration was the last one, the 2015.
Fan-Four-Stick.
Yeah, Fan-Four-Stick.
That had trouble.
Oh, yeah.
There was no saving that one.
I mean, I don't like to base my viewing habits too much off of just like everybody hates a movie and I have a little bit of interest in it. But when everybody in the world tells you Fan-Four-Stick is terrible and everything I've seen from the movie seems terrible, I'm just like, nah.
I've seen it twice. There you go.
Yeah, and as somebody who does like a lot of superhero movies, I'm like, there's just so many other ones I can spend my time with.
Yeah. There's hello, Region Movies. There's only one live action Lara Croft back in my day, Rona Mitra. Yes.
Who was on the list
She would have been a good one.
Well, she was the original model, or one of the original models for Lara back in the day.
Yeah, she fits the costume well, I can see here.
Mm-hmm. No, I mentioned that this film actually started something that I thought was always a thing with Tomb Raider. And now is kind of a perfect time to talk about it since we're about to get to the scene. Lara's issues with her father.
Right.
I always thought that was a thing with Tomb Raider. because I started with the first set of reboot games where her father plays a big part in it. And then in the Survivor trilogy, her father plays a big part in it. But going to the classic games, I realized very quickly that was not the case. So in some ways, this movie is very vintage Tomb Raider, but in some ways, this movie had a lot of influence on the games afterwards, particularly with the father, particularly with Croft Manor, with having other people than the butler to help her out. I think this movie, more than anything else, helps cement that idea.
Yeah. There we go. They're one scene together. Christ, I'm waiting. Anyway, no. I firmly believe the success of the Fast and Furious sequels was a big part of the shift in Hollywood to the dross. Make it bigger and louder, more box office equals more box office.
Yeah, look what happened in the 90s into the 2000s. Bigger, better CGI. It's going to be great, guys.
Paid popcorn, yes, that's fucking ridiculous. They paid. I know that's the only way they make money, but an ice cream costing, what was it, £6 for a scoop?
Yeah,
robbing bastards. Remake Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Yeah, doubt anyone will, even young people, will go and see that one. So, and Transformers, yeah,
Transformers is a big example of everything I feel is wrong in modern cinema.
Yeah, remakes will continue because they guarantee a degree of income suitable for money laundering. The same
Well,
as
yeah,
the,
you got to remember.
You got
to remember, Hollywood's a business, and every time you make a movie, you take chances. Your original movies rarely actually make enough money to keep the studio running, so they rely on the big money makers to do it. And remakes and sequels, they want to do it because there's a built-in fan base already. You know they are going to want to see the next adventure of Indiana Jones. You know they want to see the next reboot of Batman, so they keep doing it.
Yeah. People in cinemas don't bother me that much because I always sit right to the front where I can't see, hear, or smell them. The three things that are annoying. I just have a go at them. Yeah. Don't get stabbed, Josh. There's a Ben-Hur from the 20s.
Yeah, I mentioned three, and that was one of them.
Yeah. And then if they mix TR with Witchblade and Tomb Raider with Witchblade and Fathom in any forthcoming iterations. Good evening, Double A. Nice to see remakes flopping. Hopefully we'll see the end of the trend. This will be a trend. They probably will all flop, but they'll still make it. Yeah, Andy Sidaris would love this, but she'd have a bigger tits, even double T's, and you'd see them. So I moved to the movie poster for Smurf saying, Rihanna is Smurfette. No, she isn't. I'd accept Rihanna as Smurfette, but not is.
Yeah.
But I thought Rihanna was gone, counting her billions. Oh, with Katy Perry and, but Britney Spears were Smurfette before. Is that a recent movie? Incredibles 2 was up. That is true.
I didn't like it as much as the first one, and I think there are worse Pixar movies. But yeah, to your credit, I've only seen it twice.
I think I've only seen it once. Because what people say it's just a remake of the first, but with the gender swap. But yeah, it's a bit
it does have a lot of sequelitis to it.
Yes, Jurassic Park. Yes, Spielberg did. Of all the things I was trying to think of, is of course Jurassic Park he did. Because he got David Cope back, who did the first and second one, wrote those, but they were based on books that he was copying from.
Mm-hmm. Michael Crichton.
What's WSS? Anyway, I'm not sure abbreviations, and right to the end. He's executive producer, cracking outfit on her in this scene. Yep. Little Shop of Horrors was a good remake, but it was in the 80s. Walter, he's got the PPK in this. Winchester, there's too many W's. Streaming doesn't help these days. Films just pop up. Yeah, a couple of months after release. Yep. Yeah, and then it's like a flop from 10 years ago. It's now a big streaming hit. But it makes zero cash for the studio that made it. Yeah, somehow he's been stabbed, but he gets up to have a fight, which is Simon West's idea. I said, They needed a big fight at the end. They cut out the knife opening in the which, yeah, great, crazy. I love the resurgence of screenings on 35mm, 70mm film prints in some cinemas. It's bringing out a lot of enthusiasts.
Oh yeah.
Well, they filmed on film for Jurassic Park Rebirth, Jurassic World Rebirth. So because it's Gareth, which one is it?
Gareth Edwards.
Edwards. So yeah, he made them shoot on film at least, because cinematography is Netflix killed that off. And yeah, they're $300 million films that no one watched. Because did you watch, what was that recent one with Chris Pratt and 11?
Well, the answer is no. I did not watch that.
I don't think anyone did. My stream routine is open streaming, sift through genres for a half an hour, find something but shit, and then put on a DVD. Exactly.
Why do you think I've seen the Bond films 100,000 times?
Why exactly? What was I started watching something earlier. I forgot before I came on, and I'm so clever. I forgot what it was. I'm watching halfway through Ballerina, which isn't bad. If you like John Wick, it's just a female John Wick. It's more the second film though. There you go. She's running. The jugs are out, or up and down. It's the most ridiculous shot ever. But yeah, not that you can see it on there.
Geek cinema.
But yeah, is she gonna? She with VHS. People have been watching this too much. It's got static. So yeah, she does say "aha" when she sees the.
Which is a Tomb Raider thing.
Which is a Tomb Raider reference, apparently. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Interesting. Really don't mind being right at the front, but I am a bit OCD, so it must be in the middle. Yeah. I'm normally in the middle by the aisle. At the middle. Yeah, so this, I think they only had a little bit of set for this, so they had to just film it multiple times from different angles.
Yeah.
But there's a big push to eliminate TV, as in linear, terrestrial, digital, freeview type TV, and all those broadcasters pushing you onto their streaming services within 10 years. I think, was it Fanzine? Greg at Fanzine showed a video earlier that there's a place where you can now get all your favorite streaming places, sites on one place. And then it's just the same as what you had as cable back in the day. You can watch this WWE, you can watch the Sci-Fi Channel or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All in one place, just like that. It's just circular, but not as much money. Front of Empire Special Edition. Yeah, I got one. It was certainly something. Oh, I bet that was something at the front. Last time I went to the cinema, I put a seat right in the middle of the auditorium. When I arrived, another guy had done the same as me, so the stranger sat silently side by side in an empty screen.
The only time I've ever had a theater completely to myself was on a reissue of Superman the movie, and it was wonderful. I had the whole cinema to myself.
I say it's not too expensive to book a cinema for yourself, isn't it? Just book a screen to show or play a game. You can play video games on the big screen, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
But I can't remember if the hiring the auditorium includes the film, or you have to pay for the film separately, because some of them, I'm guessing, are different prices. And then we get the freeze frame and static. Right. The last F4 movie.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. I think Fast and Furious Formula One now. Have the 2005-2007 movies on DVD, but it's a special edition and director cut version. I saw the common one along with the carbon effects. Yeah, it's a lot of heart, the common one. Yeah, I'm trying to think, because there's trouble with the sequel, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Jessica Alba's got really bad coloring hair and blue eyes. They put these blue contacts in her, which make her look weird. He got married to the man that he met in the cinema. That's nice. Yeah, $8 £8 for a fucking hot dog that's been there for a week. Yeah, I sneak a bag of popcorn in there.
Oh yeah, I always sneak in food.
I do occasionally treat myself to a ice cream cone, but it depends how much it cost me to get in, because I think it was £12 to get a film now. Oh yeah, How to Train Your Dragon. The guy laughed his head off through the whole movie. Is that the original or another live action remake that's 99% fucking CGI?
Yeah.
Yeah, late night screenings are good. They don't do them here. I think in my town, I'd have to go to Western for that.
They do it with ours.
Bristol.
I just know myself. If I start anything after 10 o'clock at night, I'm done.
Who paid money to see Superman IMAX? That's the new one. Anyone even sneezes, I'll have me shouting at them.
I am sort of with you on that one.
Here you go. Second unit director, stunt coordinator Simon Crane, who's in the credits. So look at him. Let's hope he replies. Seeing Snow White would be a good choice if you want to avoid people. Just you and
it's currently streaming on Disney Plus, and you can guess what film I'm not watching. Not because I really have any. I don't have any dog in the fight and all the politics that have been going on, especially with that actress. I just have no interest in seeing it.
No. You'll be... Have you seen the baddie in anything else?
Oh, Ian Glenn?
Ian Glenn, I think, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's in quite a few things.
He's in Resident Evil, the baddie in that. He's the baddie in Game of Thrones, and he's the baddie in. He was doing theater before this film when they found him. I think.
Oh yeah, but he also did. Not that this is necessarily the audience for it, but I know he did some stuff in Downton Abbey. He also weirdly has played Batman. He's played Bruce Wayne. There was a show that they did not too long ago.
Was it
Titans?
Oh, Titans, that one, yes.
Yeah, he plays Bruce Wayne in that. I know he did The Iron Lady. He did Kick-Ass 2. Like, he's done quite a few things.
He has done stuff, yes. He's usually the bad guy because he's British.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, just I'm twirling the knife in the bang, yeah. Big spinning thing reminds me of the big contraption, the Dark Crystal, yeah. I saw that this year. Megan is strange, yeah, because they misjudged that one. They made it a spy thriller, this Megan 2.0 apparently, and then that's not what people wanted from it. So they paid the price. Yeah. He hasn't watched the first one. First one's all right, but there's an unrated version, I think, with more gore, but it's not that much. I liked it. Didn't waste a second. Megan is all right, exactly. It was one of those that came out in January because they dumped it. It made a lot of money, so they rushed out a sequel, made it come out in the summer, and then not many people went to see it. Yes, Megan is apparently a Seagal fan in the sequel, so it can't all be bad. Apparently, yes, there is references to Steven Seagal in the sequel. Oh, Mathegan started out good, isn't it? But let down about 2/3 of the movie where it becomes a silly slash. But here we go. Let's wrap this up. We had the Superman screen to ourselves at midnight, and the bloody projector broke down. And we had to go home. It was on my birthday too.
Oh, bummer.
That's a piss up. I tried to buy one thing to support the cinema. That's nice.
Good.
Can't stand people eating in general. So yeah, popcorn. No. Yeah, it's me with my bag of popcorn instead of a bucket. I know that's another thing, isn't it? To get about £20 plastic buckets referencing the films. I can't be bothered to pay for that. It's like, was it the Cinema Snob keeps buying them? I don't know where he's going to store them because a lot of those things are big. Oh, sorry. That's what ruins these types of movies, reading movies. So cliched. That's what wrecked the ending for Ex Machina for me. Ooh. But you do see Vikander naked in that.
I did like Ex Machina. I thought that was a good one.
Because it's got
it's got Vikander, it's got Domhnall Gleeson, it's got Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac before he was Star Wars'd.
Both of them.
Of course he is, yes.
Domhnall Gleeson's in the sequel trilogy.
Yeah. Yeah. When they could do good things. Before I don't know. I think they went back to serious stuff, didn't they? He's 100% going to buy the Superman popcorn bucket without the popcorn. I've fallen for the gimmick.
I was really tempted with that Dune bucket.
That did look interesting, did it? People will be abusing that. She is the most unlikable actress in Hollywood. Well,
I don't know.
in public, I guess there's probably 100 of them that are just
There's
as bad.
quite a few for that title. I personally don't care for people like Gwyneth Paltrow, but yeah, Zegler's not endearing herself to me.
Yeah, she's just done the opposite of what everyone would
Oh
do
yeah.
about it. So we got music by U2, Fluke, Outcast, Delirium, BT, Vass, Hey Won Chang, Bosco. There's a lot of techno.
Some guy named Bach.
Fatboy Slim, Nelly Furtado, Left Field, Moby, and 9 Inch Nails. Oh, and Groove Armada, the early 2000s, late 90s. Chemical Brothers, Basement Jacks, bloody hell. It is just a list of them. She's currently she wanders out onto the balcony and plays in the theatre each night to sing a song from Evita. Yeah, she's back and she's in the UK doing Evita apparently.
I've managed to see some stuff because I mentioned I did see West Side Story.
She's in West Side Story, the Hunger Games.
Yeah, I did watch that one because my wife is a huge Hunger Games fan.
And something else. Shazam 2.
And I keep forgetting she is in Shazam 2.
I think most people forget there is a Shazam 2 as well.
No, that one I did go see in the theater.
My
wife and I really wanted to go to the movies, and that was the only thing mildly interesting at the time.
We agree on something. Hate people eating and slurping.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody bought a bag of Posh Grips at the cinema once, basically sucking on them until they went soft to eliminate the crunch. It was like a sketch from Mr. P. Yeah, it's funny how the Posher crisps are more crunchy. Right. I don't like eating around other people because I know how much people John gets on my weight. He's going to go John Wick. Oi, Ian. Oh, eating food during a quiet place.
Ooh,
Some films you can't
ruin it.
have anything in, can you? Have you seen the View Cinema Gripper cup for Superman? They drinks cup with an actual cape on it. Ooh. Right. I'm going to have to wrap this up. Ziegler. Gripper cup. Ooh, yes, that's going to be abused as well. So, I'll say thank you to my guest. Oh, a brilliant substance. Yeah, I still haven't seen that. Brilliant. There you go. Until the final 25 minutes. I've heard the ending's a bit different. F1 tomorrow. There you go. Keep the wife happy. Is that because you won't be in the house? Or she's going to stay with you? Oh, she's seeing Pitt. Yeah. Sounds good. People should have their mouths shut, like in Beetlejuice. All right. Yep. Later, fellas, and have a good one, gents. Oh, yeah. So, see you next week for something. I haven't decided what I'm doing, yeah? They just throw their voice, etc. Oh, yeah, making a little move. A little making of video. Yes. So you got 25 minutes of exclusive internet interview footage for the making of that, which would have been useful before. Yeah. Special features on VHS. Yeah, look at that. Oh, it's on the rental as well. That's unusual.
Mm-hmm.
Don't normally get on the rentals either.
No, I remember my copy of Dante's Peak, Attack of the Clones. They both had special features after the movie.
I'm going to check mine out. All right, 99. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow, maybe, right? That's enough. I'm done. Thank you, Stephen, for doing this again. And
of course.
We'll see people next time. They did it to compete to DVD, but it didn't work. Because people were sick of fast-forwarding through a film to get to this. Trying to find the special features. All right, on that bombshell, we'll do this, and I'll say goodnight.
Don't you think you've seen enough?